Welcome to a teapot full of tales. I'm glad you're here. I'm Miss Alice, and I have a story I'd like to share with you. Today's story is called Violet of the Field, a story about blooming where you're planted. On the side of a hill, in a bright patch of sunshine, hidden among the grasses and brambles, was little Violet. Her delicate purple petals were as lovely as could be, and she had all the sunshine and water that a flower could want. But Violet was not content. She didn't want to be meek or delicate or hidden away. After all, there were so many more impressive plants than her. Why shouldn't she try to be like one of them? Violet could see a patch of daffodils growing in the nearby woods. She envied how proudly they stood, trumpeting out the glory of God every spring. She wanted to blare about the majesty of creation too. She tried to stand up tall so that the whole world could see her. She tried to point her leaves toward heaven. She tried to turn her petals into a bullhorn to tell everyone the good news. But soon she had a crick in her stem and a hoarse voice. Violet shook her head. "I can try and try as much as I please, but that's just not the way that God made me," she said. Maybe she should instead be like the beautiful roses that grew on the bush by the stream. Violet wished she could be so bold in showing the power of God. Those big bright flowers, those strong protecting thorns. Violet longed for that courage. She pushed down the grasses all around her to boldly demonstrate the beauty of creation. But the sun beat down on her, wilting her petals. Bees dive-bombed her head. A passing sheep almost nibbled her leaves right off. Worse still, no one seemed to notice her sad attempts. Violet pulled the grasses back around herself. "I can try and try as much as I please, but that's just not the way that God made me," she said. Violet wondered if she could be as strong as the oak tree. Why couldn't she give shade to so many? Why shouldn't she help house the birds of the air? She yearned to serve others like that. She stiffened her tiny leaves as much as possible. She called for a rabbit to come enjoy her shade, but its big foot nearly squashed her. She called for a passing robin to build her nest on her petals. The bird could barely even stand on the little plant and flew away laughing at her. As she smoothed her rumpled leaves, she said, "I can try and try as much as I please, but that's just not the way that God made me." Violet buried herself deeper in the grass, ashamed that she couldn't proclaim the glory of God or be courageous or serve others. She wanted to help build the kingdom of God, but there was nothing that she could do. She was sure that she was useless. Just then, a little girl skipped up the hill on her way to school. She happened to spot Violet among the grass and burst out into gleeful laughter. "Why, look at you," she said, "a beauty hidden in some plain old grass." As the little girl continued on her way, Violet beamed with pride. She might not be able to house baby squirrels or stand up tall, but she had brought that girl joy. Violet beamed up at the sun, content at last, and said, "I have tried and now I see. This is the way that God made me." This has been Violet of the Field, a story about blooming where you're planted, written and produced by Alice Louise Meredith. This story was inspired by a young lady named JL. Thank you, JL, for your beautiful devotion that inspired this story. If your child would like to get the free coloring page like this episode's artwork, head on over to teapotfulloftales.com/017, link in the description. And while you're there, they can leave a message on the homepage with their story idea that could be featured in an upcoming video. Want more stories like this? Subscribe and follow along for weekly tales. Now, adventure is calling. Will you answer?